Okay, hi boys and girls at home. Today we're going to work on lesson 4 problem set, and I'm going to walk you through some of the problems, and some of them I'm going to ask you to complete independently on Seesaw. Remember, there will be 2 pages, and we would like you to do all of it, even the questions that we do together here through the video. All right, so our lesson today will be practicing skip counting by sixes, and we use that strategy for both multiplication and division. So let's look at our first page here. It says skip count by sixes to fill in the blanks, match each number in the count by with its multiplication fact. So if we skip count by sixes, remember we have that nifty song that goes to Deck the Halls, to the tune of Deck the Halls. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in as, if I can get my annotate feature going here. Let's see. There we go. There's annotate. Okay. Apologize for that, boys and girls. Okay, I want to make this bigger. Okay, there we go. Let me just move this bar out of the way. All right. So we're going to skip count, and as we skip count, we'll fill in these circles here on the left-hand side of the page. So here we go. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42, 48, and 54, 60, 66, and 72. Okay, so anytime you need your sixes, that song should be right on the tip of your tongue to sing, and that should help you memorize how to skip count by 6. So now we have to match them, and instead of drawing the lines, we're going to use these letters here that I have written by each circle and match those. So when we have 6, we have counted 1, 6. Which one of these math facts on the right-hand side shows 1, 6? Well, it's right here. 1 times 6 is 1, 6. So we're going to write an A by that. When we get to 12, 6, 12, we've counted 2 6s. So we're going to look for the math fact that represents 2 6s. Well, that is 2 times 6, and that is right here. So we'll put a B by 2 times 6. When we get down to C, we've counted 1, 2, 3 6s. How do we write 3 6s as a math fact? We write it 3 times 6. So 3 times 6 is right here, and by that we'll write C for 3 6s. Hey, let's do one more. 24 is 1, 2, 3, 4 6s. How do we write 4 6s as a math fact? We write it 4 times 6. Here's 4 times 6, so we'll write D next to that. Okay? So that's how I'd like you to do it. I'd prefer you do it like that as opposed to drawing the lines, because sometimes it's hard to tell where your lines are coming and going from. And there's 10 different questions here. So if you do it like that, that would be awesome. Okay, I'm going to clear my drawings and we're going to go on to the next page. Whoops. There we go. All right, and hopefully you can see this okay. So number 2 says count by 6 to fill in the blanks below. So again, we'll use our skip counting songs and we'll fill that in. So 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay, and there we go. So we have counted 4 6s, didn't we? And remember on Seesaw, it's a little easier on Seesaw than it is for me here on this recording, to make your template bigger. So you can make it really big. So don't feel like you have to write in those little tiny spaces. If you make it nice and big, it's easier for you to write in, and then it will still save it and shrink it back down for me to read. Okay, next question. Complete the multiplication equation that represents the final number in your count by. Well, let's make sure we're clear on that. The final number in my count by, I'm going to circle that, is 24. So what math fact or what multiplication equation would we write for that? Well, how many 6s is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 6s, so 6 times 4 equals 24. Okay, now we have to complete the division equation that represents our count by. Remember, division always starts with the total. So since my total is 24, I'll start that with 24 for my division equation. 24 divided by 6. Again, I use my 6 skip counting. 6, 12, 18, 24. It takes 4 6s to get to 24. Okay, so that skip counting is a really great strategy for both multiplication and division. All right, next, I'm going to let you do number 3 on your own independently. It's the same type of problem. It's just you have to count a few more 6s and then write a multiplication and division equation to match it. I'm going to clear my pictures here, and I am going to scroll up. And let's see, maybe I can make this a little bit bigger for us here. Okay. right? Hopefully that's better for you to see there. All right, and let's see. Number 4 says, Mrs. Burns' class skip counts by 6 for a group counting activity. When she points up, they count up by 6, and when she points down, they count down by 6. The arrows show when she changes direction. Fill in the blanks below to show the group counting answers. Now remember, we did this a lot when you were in school, skip counting by 6s and going up and down. So let's start at the beginning, and we'll start by singing our song. Remember, the arrow is showing going up. So let's go ahead and count 0, 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay, and now we're going down by 6. So you can think, what comes before 24 when you're skip counting? You can also take 24 and subtract 6. So I'm going to look at my 24. Well, right before that was 18. So that's what goes in that blank. What comes before 18? Well, it's 12. So they've got the 12 filled out for me. Now we're going back up. So 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 36 is the next number. Now we're going back down. So it's 30, 24. 24, take away 6. What will your answer be? If you said 18, you're correct. Okay, we're going back up again. So we're doing a lot of that 18, 24, 18, 24, 18, 24. And the more you do that, the better you kind of cement it in your brain. Okay, so now 18 plus 6 took us to 24. 24 plus 6. If you said 30, you're correct. 30 plus 6 is 36. They have that there for us. 36 plus 6 more. Again, if you're struggling with it, start at the beginning and skip count. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42, 48, and we would go on with 54. Okay, now Mrs. Burns says the last number that the class counts is the product of 6 and another number. Write a multiplication sentence and a division sentence to show she's right. So the last number that the class counts is 48, and we have to figure out a multiplication and a division sentence to go with that. So remember, we have to do our skip counting. And it's really important when you're doing this work remotely that you show your work, and one way to show your work is to show your skip counting. So let's sing, and I'll write, and we'll count by 6s till we get to 48, so we'll know our other factor. Okay, here we go, class. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42. 48, and I'm going to stop right there because that's the number that Mrs. Burns is looking for. And so how many 8s did we count? Well, if you used your fingers, let's do it one more time. I can't see you, so if you write it on the paper, that's a good way for me to show, for you to show me your strategy. But if we're doing it together and I can show you my fingers, we can go 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42, 48. And see, we counted 8 fingers. So 6 times 8 is 48, and 48 divided by 6 is 8. Remember, the skip counting strategy works no matter whether you're multiplying or dividing. And if you look over here and see what we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you skip count on paper, you can show your work that way. All right, let's go on to our last problem here. I'll do this one with you. Julie counts by 6 to solve 6 times 7. She says the answer is 36. Is she right? Explain your answer. Well, 6 times 7, and she's skip counting by 7. So I got to ask, how many 6s will we count? Well, we will count 7 6s. So let's go ahead and count again. We'll sing our song. All right. And I'll write as we sing together. Okay. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. And let's stop right there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only 6 6s. If we count 7 6s, we have to count 1 more. So there's 7 6s. So is 6 times 7 36? Is she right? No, 6 times 7 is actually 42. So we got to answer that question. I'm going to type in the little text box here. And is she right? We're going to say no, she is not right, because I skip counted and found that 6 times 7 is 42, not 36. Okay? So remember to complete all of these 2 pages. And if you need to go back and watch the video again before you submit, the videos are really here to help you, especially if you're struggling with any of the concepts or understanding how to show your work. Okay? Thanks so much.